Okay, so everybody, is witnessing these different things taking place in planet Earth. So, Kyle Rittenhour, Ahmaud Arbery, Kyle. For my 2 cents, what I think about him getting, not guilty on all charges. First of all, I have an issue with a child, his age running around with an assault rifle, any kind of gun. That's the first issue. And the time that we're in now, right here on planet Earth, it's a lot of weird things taking place. The judge threw that out by him, having a gun. Like, that don't matter. Let's deal with this other issue. And, the gun situation, on one hand, it was wrong. On the other hand, it was right. On one hand, him being wrong, taking a gun to a protest. When you look at it from that aspect, that's straight up 100% organically wrong. The hell will you show up at a protest with a gun for? An assault rifle. I ain't talking about no 38 or 22. Why would you do that? You're at a protest. If the people out protesting, whatever, why the hell would you walk up with a gun? All right, that's wrong. But on the other hand, that gun saved his life. Possibly. More so like, yes, because why? You see the other gun the other guy put a gun to his head. He had a gun at a protest. So when the boy was on the ground, the dude was over here pointing the gun at him. All right, so at that point, boom. He had to. I mean, it was going. One of them was gonna come out of there alive, and the other one was gonna come out dead. So he pulled a gun. Now, the self-defense thing. Ask yourself this: when have you ever seen somebody running away from somebody with a gun, chasing them? The other dude didn't have a gun. He chasing the boy, and the boy running with the gun. When he fell on the ground, that's when, he shit. So at that point, it was good he had a gun, because that other guy had a gun. So when I see him running away with the gun, then that's telling me that, he ain't there just to shoot up nobody. You understand what I'm saying? I think that he used restraint at that case when he was running. Because obviously, if he got a gun, he shut every damn thing down. He pulled that trigger one time, everybody gonna fly like roaches. But he didn't do that. And that showed on the video. He was running away with the gun. And him having a gun actually saved his life. You have to consider that. So he got off, but it wasn't like he got off with him running away with that weapon in his hand from them guys chasing him. That told the story right there. And we know it would be just the opposite. If you got the gun, somebody else running away. So I think the jury got it right on that case. Taking a gun to a protest, wrong. In this case, it happened to come out good, because that actually saved his life, because that dude standing over him with that gun, if he'd have pulled that trigger, then Kyle Rittenhour has been dead. So, him running away, that says he wasn't out there trying to shoot up nobody. Them jokers got shot because they chased that boy. And that was psychotic. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of crazy things taking place on planet Earth, because why the hell would you be chasing somebody that's got a weapon? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy as hell. First of all, you got to be a straight maniac to do some stuff like that. This dude got a gun. You ain't. Oh, you done got crunked up on some crazy stuff, and you gonna chase this person with a gun? You out your damn mind. Wow. Ahmaud Arbery, guilty on all counts, all three of them. And everybody saw that, you know. Yeah, he's sitting up there talking all that bullshit about some damn dirty toenails. I mean, heathens, some of these heathens just, you know, it ain't no bottom. They ain't got no bottom. You know, and they didn't have no case. You know, if I was a lawyer, ain't no way in the hell I'd have took that case after seeing that video. You know, ain't no way. Black man, unarmed again, no gun again, not doing nothing again, wind up dead again. And now, because he's not here to defend himself, they get to say any kind of wacky stuff they want. No socks and dirty toenail. You see, y'all supposed to stop right there and realize, man, these people, they'll say and do whatever. They have no limit, no boundaries, no morals, nothing. They just whatever the hell let it. And then, you know, they know what they're doing. They know what they're saying. They're not stupid. They know exactly what they're saying. That woman know she was saying some wacky stuff. And all of that crazy stuff that she was saying, and they saying about the brother, was to speak toward those people that, you know, are scared white people, racist white people, and don't want black people to be nowhere. And so she was speaking to them, but it didn't work. She had those white women up there and one black guy, and they kind of thought, yeah, we could, but it didn't work out. Why? Because everybody don't think the same. Everybody is not hating on black people like some people are. Some of those people just want to, you know, white people, some of them, most of them, to me, just want to live in peace. There ain't no black man taking shit away from you. Now, if you got robbed, you got robbed. But it ain't every black man out here trying to do something to you. That ain't true. The media done scared the flip out of you because they be lying, working an agenda. Not telling the news, they programming you. So, that guilty verdict on all counts ain't gonna bring that son back. You know, that's just it. Now, another thing about the Rittenhour piece, Matt Gaetz offered him an intern, and then he's standing down there with Trump. You see how they doing that? So they playing that little boy like, oh yeah, he one of us, the next generation. Bringing the next generation up to think like them. And so that brings me to my next point, the next generation to think like them. This is a main highway here in Israel. It's Highway 6. It goes from the south to the north. You see it's nice, smooth road, a lot of traffic out here. You know, everybody traveling from the north to the south uses this highway, Highway 6. Chavish, the word Chavish is road. Chavish Sheish. The number 6 is Sheish. This is Chavish Sheish, Highway 6 in Israel. And I'm running up here to deliver some fuel. And why did I tell you that? That was like what you call a 100% brain fart when I was talking about the next generation. Anyway, I just thought I'd say that so you can know where I was at, because you're sitting there looking at this highway. Where is this at? And this is in Israel, and I'm headed north to a city named Netanya. But nevertheless, talking about the next generation, the reason why I brought you into Israel, because I want you to know that I have 6 children that they all attended, you know, the school system here. And in the school system, you have Ethiopian children, you have American children, you have Israeli children, Bedouin Arab children. Then you have you know, our African American children that was in there. You have children from India, you know. You have a multitude of nationalities in the school. And you have all shades of color, from dark, jet black, the African brothers and sisters up off the continent, to the white Aryan up out of, you know, the European people. And so you have the dark chocolate, mocha, you know what I'm saying, caramel, manila, vanilla, you know what I'm saying. And so I got 6 children. And this incident I want to tell you is when they all was in school, high school, and they all had friends. And one Friday night going into the Shabbat, we had a big dinner, and all the children was there and all their friends. So I had a house full of children. And so it was time to sit down and eat. We all got at the dinner table, and we there, children. And, you know, we started eating and sitting there talking. I'm laughing, talking with them. And as they was laughing and joking with each other, just friends, children, they laughing, we having a good time. We had somebody there, me, you know, ex-African born in America, all right? We had a young son there, he was from Russia. We had a daughter there, she was from India. We had another child there, an Israeli, so what that's for. And we had another girl there from Brazil. And, you know, I said America. So now we have all these nationality of children that's going to school together. All right? And me being born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia in the 60s, 1961, I was in the riot. I dealt with racism, nigga this, nigga that, nigga, you know. I dealt with all of that. And that makes you a certain kind of way. You know, as a child coming up through that, if you don't have the kind of parents that teach you that what these people saying to you is not the truth, it'll warp your self-esteem, you know, and you be all messed up a certain kind of way. Fortunately, I had parents that was very mentally strong business people and did quite well for themselves back in the day. So nevertheless, I came up to Atlanta, Georgia in the 60s and 70s, and you know racism was like what it was. But now I'm in Israel, another country, and I'm sitting at the table with these young people that are friends from several different countries, which means they represent several different cultures, languages, diets, you know, concept, thoughts. But they all sitting at this table because they're all friends. They go to school together, and then they over here eating, having a good time. And everybody comes from a different country. But they children. And they all sitting at the table, eating together, laughing and joking, cracking jokes, just as comfortable. And I'm watching them. And there was not one individual at that table that carried themselves like they were superior than everybody. Y'all just saw it. They all were just children, friends. And they interact with one each other like that's what it was. And at that moment is where I realized something. That racism and the hatred of another people for no justifiable reason just because of their skin color will die out if these old heads don't teach it to the next generation. And when I saw Carl Rittenhouse standing there with Trump, and when I read that Matt Gaetz said he could intern for him, that sent me back to that table with those children. And I'm like, so what are these two doing? What are they? Why he want? Because why? They want to groom the next generation to think like them and hate people for no justifiable reason. That's why. And so that takes me back to that dinner table. When I had that thought, I said, wow, these babies would wipe out racism and prejudice and the hate of another people for no justifiable reason in a generation if we don't embed it in them. Because look at these babies. There's no whites and black amongst them. They're friends. That's it. You know. And then the racist bull crap that I went through in Atlanta, Georgia, my children never experienced nothing like that. Not here in Israel. Now I know some of you haters out there are going to have something real negative to say about that statement, but that's just what you got to live with. I'm saying my children have never had to go through the racism, the racist bullshiggity that I had to go through coming up in America and what my people are experiencing today in America. These children moving around over here, free as a bird, having a good time, and you know, ain't nobody bothering them. They're not afraid of police. They're not afraid of white man. They're not afraid. They moving and grooving and laughing and joking and living and making decisions and living their lives and working their job and having their fun and doing their thing. Ain't even worried about that. But see, for you all that's still living in America in that type of situation, you'll be angry and you all will have something negative to say to me about saying that, because you don't want to come up out of that. You know, you full of anger and you hate the white man, the cracker, the heathen, the peckerwood, you know, because of what you've experienced. Now you're hating on all white people. And if I tell you there are some white people in the world that they ain't with the bullshit. They just want to live. They ain't trying to mess with no black people. They just want to live their life, go work their jobs, do whatever they do, get their paycheck, pay their rent, mortgage, or whatever, buy them some food, and just go have them a life. They ain't trying to do nothing to black people. But when so many situations is blasted across the news media about some brother getting jacked up and some stuff happening to our people, that affects all of us. That affects all of us. And you can't even imagine what I'm saying to you as a reality, you know, because if you always have lived in a wicked society that have done nothing but hate you, you have no clue what it's like to live in a society that don't mind you. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm a big black man. Okay, it's Ethiopians running all over here. It's Africans everywhere. You got Israelis that just straight up hate us. Just like white people straight up hate black people in America. Not all white people, enough of them, too many of them. And you got Israelis feel the same way. You got Israelis over here. Oh, they don't want no black folks in the Holy Land. It should be just us. Well, Africa should be just us. Go down there and see who down there. So at the end of the day, what am I saying? You have good people and bad people all over the world, and they come in different colors, shapes, sizes, national origin, creed, cultures, mindsets, financial position, and intelligence. Some good, some bad, and that's the way it is. You have to get yourself together with those that you feel is good, that's going to be positive in your life, and go ahead and do your thing. But to be running around here on some hate, anger all the time, you better let that go. Every time you wake up and that sun in the sky, you got another day further down the road. And according to all of the statistics that we see, all of us gonna wind up in the ground. You feel me? That's the way that go. Yeah, that's what they say. You got a trip downtown, down there. So while you here, what you gonna do? You gonna walk around with your fist balled up, airing your jaws all the time? Don't you know them beautiful islands out in the South Pacific? Don't you know these beautiful places in the world to live and be and thrive and do? And you walk around here mad as hell all the time. You better let that go. That's the kind of stuff make you old and ugly real quick. You know, just be mad and full of hate. I mean, I've had some nasty things that happened to me, but the reason why it don't bother me today, number one, it happened. It's in the past. It's over with. They did it. That was it. And so where I'm at right now, pulling up in this traffic, that's where I'm at right now. November 25th, 9:13 in the morning, and I'm going up here to Netanya, and I'm on Highway 531, headed east. and there's traffic everywhere. That's where I'm at. I'm not in 2001. Okay, so things happened back in those days. But here I'm at right now. And the only way those things could affect me is if I don't allow them to leave my mind and let them go. Okay? And it teaches you, what to do, what not to do. Prepare yourself to make sure don't nobody really come and take advantage of you. But this planet, we in the humans on this planet in a real threshold of change. And you can see that things that have been one way is not that way anymore. You can just take as an example what they were called decorum, and you know how it would be that certain things you would do and you would do it in a certain manner. That seems to have gone by the wayside now. There's no more decorum. Just do anything any kind of way you wanted to do it. And it seemed like, wow, some people have gotten very frustrated. I've talking with certain, sisters that have literally broke down in tears, so stressed out over what's going on. And so my thing is, when I see that, I know I have to be strength to them and help them get past that. And so what I do, I make it clear to them that, life is just like this highway. We passing through it. We on the road, we traveling through life. Just like a couple of minutes ago, I was down there on the highway. We was just rolling along. Then all of a sudden we came up on all this traffic that slowed us down. But it slowed us down. It didn't stop us. We still moving. We just moving a little slow. And then eventually we get down here to pick up and we'll be gone again. And that's the way life is. So right now, we going through some bumpy roads on the highway of life. It doesn't mean that it's going to remain bumpy forever. It's just for this particular time period we're on a bumpy road. And all we have to do is what? Simple. Keep going. And it'll smooth out. We get to a spot where all them bumps will be over. The traffic of life, which is all the different, hurdles you have to cross, will be gone. Things will smooth out. And we'll get to going along here just like we are again. You see how that happened? We came up on that traffic, slowed us down, and we just kept going a little slower, but we didn't stop. Now look, we got open roads again. That's the way life is. You go through life, you go through situation, bankruptcy, you may even home foreclosure, maybe you lose a job, you know what I'm saying? Food may get short in your house, you down to your last onion, and things look kind of tight. But what do? Just keep going. Keep going. That's the way you do that. One foot in front of the other. Some days you wake up, man, it be like, damn, I don't even want to get. The best thing, all you could do at that moment was just get out to bed and sit on the side of the bed. You did good. Clock went off, you got up, and you sat on the side of the bed until you get your head together so you can get on out there. Because if you stop, you guaranteed not to make it. That's like the basketball. That's the wisdom of the basketball. If you never take the shot, you never throw it up there, then you guaranteed to never, ever make that shot. You didn't throw the ball up, that's guaranteed you ain't gonna make it. If you throw the ball up, your chance of making this shot increased by 50%. You might make it and you might not. But you move yourself from a guaranteed never making it because you never took the shot to now you got 50% chance of making it. Why? Because you took the shot. You wasn't afraid. And so I told my sister, sweetie, wipe your tears up. It ain't over with. If it was a situation where in life humanity was at a complete dead stop, standstill, no food, no clothing, no shelter, no housing, and no option, man, it'd be time to cry. Hell, I might break down and cry. Ain't no food, ain't no clothing, ain't no shelter, and no options. I think it's time for some tears right about now. You know? Because it's tight. Man, we ain't got no food, we ain't got no clothes, we ain't got no shelter, no money. And I can't think of not one option. Cry. But we're not in that situation right now. You know, my faith is still in humanity. And whether they saying it in America or not, it's countries all over the world protesting like a big dog behind these doggone closures, lockdowns, and all these restrictions. Yeah, they're protesting in several countries, but they're not telling you that in the United States of America. Why? Because they have an agenda. They have an agenda. And that agenda is to depopulate the planet Earth. So they want you to keep on filing in there like sheep so they can jab the shit at you and wind up you be somewhere jacked up. And because the FDA approved it, that puts them in a position where you can't do nothing about it. No lawsuit, nothing, none of that. Ain't that a terrible situation to be in? You on a planet with a whole bunch of leaders that don't give a flying flip about you. Only thing they concerned about is themselves, their family, and their friends. You don't mean nothing to them. They just use you as food to fuel their machine, food on their table. That's who you are to them. Another meal. You know? So, again, we are traveling a road, a life. This is not the end. Oh yeah, it's very uncomfortable because it is some wacky thing taking place, that's for sure. I am not negating that. I'm simply saying this is not the end. You understand? It ain't over with. We're not finished, not as a people, not as humanity on this earth. Where's my faith at? My faith, how can I say that? Because I have faith in humanity. One thing about the human population, when you push them enough up in a corner, they coming out at you. Like driver ants in Africa. They had these ants called driver ants. They bigger than but they real smart. What they do, when they want to attack, it'd be like thousands of them. And if they attack you, the human, and if they can move fast enough, the first thing they do is cover every inch of your body. And then what is really spectacular, it's incredible. Once they got all over you, they bite you at the same time. At the same time. Some people have literally died from the pain of that. When I was down there in Africa, you know, I used to hear all them stories about those driver ants, fire ants and stuff. They cover you, all it, you know, and bite at one time. It's just, man, you know, some people have died behind that. And so my analogy is that the human family on this planet is like that. Once you push humans so far, they're gonna retaliate. And I'm watching how America is still talking about taking taking this vaccine because I want to protect my children and everything like that. And I just want to it was so sad. It was so sad. I was just so heartbroken. This girl said she did that thing because she wanted to, you know, she was with her mother and grandmother, and she wanted to make sure they were protected. And that child broke down with her face dropped. Came down with that Bell palsy. Wow. Anyway, I just wanted to drop that on you and let you know, listen, this ain't over with. It look raggedy now. All this stuff they keep driving on the people. But look here, we wide open over here in Israel. I get out and take this phone with you. You won't see no mask. On the inside, you'll see people with it. You know, they'll have the mask on. A lot of them have them on under their noses. You know, what's that gonna do? The mask under your nose. That's funny. And then you have some people, they like out here on this highway. One person in the car with the windows up with a mask on. It was so funny when it first jumped out. You had people like that in the car by themselves, window up, shooting down the highway with the mask on and surgical gloves. That was the funniest stuff. I said, man, you said, come on now, people. Y'all can't be that daggone. Come on now. Come on. You can do better than that. You sitting in the car, were you a doctor on the way to an operation? You got the surgical glove. Sitting there, eyes wide open, mask on, both hand holding the steering wheel, going slow. What in the smack in the hell? You know what kind of redneck hell crap y'all on, man? Seriously? He got the window open. He just cool, blowing his bubble gum. Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I know a lot of people worried and stressed out. You know, it's a lot of terrible things, but this is not the end, people. It's not the end. You gotta believe that. You know, it's gotta believe it. It's not the end. Anyway, see, here we are again, open road. And that's where the life gonna get. You know, we like back there going through a slow traffic jam. That's where we are on this planet. And we just keep going. And you look up, you be on open road like this again, trying to pass the bus. All right, that's enough for y'all. You know, that's enough. Y'all be good, stay strong, keep positive. It's gonna be all right. We'll get past this. You know, humanity, remember, it's like those ants, those drive ants. Once you push them so far, they're gonna attack. All right? Y'all be good, stay strong. And remember, I love you. I'm just be dropping these things to make you think because, you know, I love you. And I know it'd be hard. But anyway, let me get on up in here. You see how smooth this is now? We all open road, everybody shooting down the highway. Your life gonna be like that short, just cruising along. Looking for somebody to run along at your speed so you can just keep on the gas. All right, y'all take care. And I love you with a perfect love. Love you from the basement of my heart to the attic of my mind. Love you 24/7. That means I love you all the time. Shalom.